Hello there, my name is Luke and welcome to another non-league news flash, bringing you up to date with the latest news from non-league football. So we're going to start with the managerial change, and it was Dave Frecklington being appointed as the new manager of Gainsborough Trinity in the National League North. He resigned as manager of Spalding United in the 8th tier over last weekend. The biggest transfer of this week was John Rooney, the top scorer at Wrexham. He got Player of the Month for January in the National League. He has left Wrexham after failing to agree new terms on the new contract and gone and signed for Guiseley on loan until the end of the season with a view to a permanent deal. He'd scored 11 goals so far this season for Wrexham, and it's a big shock that he's decided to move to part-time football because he couldn't get enough money at Wrexham. Barrow made a triple signing this week. They signed Matty Platt on loan from Blackburn. He is a centre-back. They also signed a midfielder on loan from Blackburn, Connor Thompson. And finally, Luke Burke, a defender on loan from Wigan. And that's given Barrow a little bit of squad depth because they have been a bit light on the ground recently. Torquay United signed a winger named Gianni Critchlow. They signed him on loan from QPR on what's been called a work experience loan. Southport made two signings this week. First one was Lyndon Meikle on loan from Barrow, and also Kevin De Vega Montero, a midfielder from Airbus UK, the former club of Andy Priest, the new Southport manager. Craig McAllister has returned to Eastleigh, the club that he started his career at, and also had a second spell a few years ago where he made over 100 appearances. He's returned there from Sutton United. Alan Julian has left Bromley after they accepted his transfer request. He has moved down 2 levels to go and sign for Billericay Town, a really big spending club in the Ryman League. They've bought a few former players of Bromley. They've bought Rob Swain, they've brought Adam Cunnington, and now Alan Julian. Bromley decided to replace him with Ross Flitney, who recently had a spell with Eastleigh. And the final signing in the National League this week was Callum Evans, a defender that has joined Macclesfield on loan from Championship side Barnsley. Now into the National League North, Josh Eswele has signed for Kidderminster Harriers. He was there permanently on loan from Yeovil Town. That deal has now been made permanent. Second of all, Ross Finney has joined Gloucester City on loan again. It's his second loan spell at Gloucester this season. He was there in January and scored 2 goals in 4 matches on loan from Wolverhampton Wanderers. Sefton Gonzalez has gone back to Stockport County after he had a spell with Stalybridge Celtic in the last few weeks. Before that, he was playing for Clitheroe. One of the more well-known non-league journeymen, Matthew Barnes-Homer, he's found himself his 23rd club this week. He has gone and signed for Brackley Town. He was at Kettering before this. Colby Bishop has become the latest player to leave financially troubled Worcester City. He had his contract cancelled there. He scored 7 goals in 21 starts this season so far, and he has gone and signed for Boston United. Now into the National League South, and Charlie Wasmer has left Maidenhead United on loan and gone to Gosport. I think that's a good signing for Gosport. Also, talking of Maidenhead, Jake Hyde has joined Maidenhead. He's a striker. He has joined on loan from Stevenage for 1 month. So now onto the fixtures for this weekend, and there was only really one big standout game this weekend in the National League. That is down at Woking, who are playing against fellow relegation rivals Southport. Other than that, Tranmere travelling to Eastleigh could be an interesting game. The wheels have never really been on Eastleigh's season. They're just lounging around in mid-table. They're not doing very well. In the National League North, however, there are some big games. The biggest one is Chorley versus Kidderminster Harriers, 2nd versus 4th. If Kidderminster win this, then the gap on Fylde at the top is down to just 4 points. Another big game is between Stockport and FC Leicester Manchester. This is most likely going to create the biggest crowd of the season in the National League North. The two most well-supported sides that don't play very far away from each other, so there will be a lot of fans at that game. In the National League South, there is a really big game at Ebbsfleet. They are playing at home against Hungerford Town, who are in 4th. So it's 1st versus 4th. It's the first time that Ebbsfleet have been top of the league in quite a while. Maidenhead have finally been dethroned, but they do have a game in hand, so it's not completely over for them. There's also quite a big game at Dartford, who are in 3rd. They are playing against Chelmsford and they are in 7th. So there you have it. That is the roundup of non-league football in the last few days. If you've enjoyed this video and found it useful, then make sure that you hit that like button to show the support and that subscribe button to view more non-league content. So as always, thanks for watching.